What's a fun afternoon? Well, I'm gonna show you. What's going on, guys? Matt over here, Lethal Garage, and today we're in Lake Havasu. What are we doing out in Lake Havasu? Well, this was once a second-gen Camaro. It has given its life for many of cars, but basically it's been parted and pieced, and people have robbed it of its top. They made it a convertible. No, but they've done all sorts of things to this car over the years, and as you guys know, my car is missing the back area for the rear seat. Now, I can go online and spend 300 bucks for an aftermarket setup that probably is thinner metal and all that stuff, or I can spend my afternoon here ripping this thing out and putting it in my car and have a factory OEM stylish setup back in my car. I'm gonna opt for that one because why? It's cheaper, and two, it makes a better video. So this piece is in here pretty tightly. Now, one thing to highlight is down along the bottom, it's really just the machine pinch rivets along the bottom. I have a rivet remover, so basically I'm gonna drill those out, and that should allow this bottom piece to come loose. The downside is I am gonna have to cut in, as you guys saw in my mini tub setup, we had this portion still on my car, but we were missing this, and they hacked this up for the roll cage that went through it. So basically I'm gonna cut along this edge, go as wide as I can into this, get to as wide as I can to the edge, and just follow that outside line and see what we could do. Now, the one thing that's kind of cool is the factory jack point is still on the bottom side, and this is factory OEM, and it has the seat brackets, which is really what I was after. So yeah, we get to hack this thing up. Let's do it and see how it turns out. So progress, we got most of this drilled out. Some of those need to be drilled out a little bit more, and we got the whole upper side pretty good along the edge. So we were only hoping to get to about here so we can stitch what I have together, but I think this is a lot more than I anticipated, because we ended up having to cut this off on what I had to fit the mini tub. So we got a lot more than what we anticipated. So let's see if we can break these last rivets. We'll drill those out a little bit bigger, and we should be good to go. Well, we got her out. So you can see I got a pretty decent cut along the upper edge. Went a little sideways. The first sawzall bit kind of got jacked up. We did have to, it looked like someone had tack welded this at some point. So I cut that tack weld off because I didn't bring a chisel or anything. And we'll have to do some smoothing on the bottom edges, but most of the rivets came out without issue. So what did that take, 20 minutes? Save myself a couple $100, and I mean, we have to do some welding, but hey, at least I got a factory part out of a copper colored car, or maybe just weathered and rusted. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, probably not going to be worth it to save the money, but hey, at least I could still say I patched in factory parts. I don't know if that's worth anything to anybody these days, or if anybody will be excited I did this to this already destroyed car, but hey, it's got a bigger back seat now. So there you go. There's today's mission, and you can see the old jack mounts still intact. That's kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see if this was worth it or not, but that's all I got. That is today's video. So until next time, guys, hope to see you on the road. Also, make sure to like, comment, share, or subscribe if you want to see more 1971 Camaro rebuild content, stuff around the 16 Camaro drag car, or any other shenanigans I get myself up to. Thanks for checking it out.